News Uncensored. You are now rocking with the best. Make sure that you follow us on social media. Also, share and hit the like button for the best sound in the industry. Go down in the description box and get you a pair of Beats headphones right now. And now for our feature presentation. Back again, and I'm happy to be here. I want to say salute to all the people that subscribe to the channels and support the podcast. Please do me a favor, as always, hit the like button and make sure that you share this video before we get into this content. And we actually got a breaking story that's actually coming right across, my screen right now. So I'm going to jump right into this one. And man, this one actually hurts me. Now, we was actually, getting ready, and we're still going to do it. We're going to talk about Charlamagne's lawyers actually releasing, a statement about their client, pretty much saying that he denies any and all allegations, that recently came out about him. Well, it appears now that a petition has surfaced, on the internet, asking iHeartMedia to fire, that's right, fire Charlamagne Tha God from the Breakfast Club, and it's picking up a lot of steam. Right now, it has about 6,000 signatures now, and it's growing. And the statement they put out is, we want to send a powerful message to all people who like to prey on the innocent children that this is not going to happen on our watch. Reads the petition, which is posted by an organization called Care 2. It says, no matter how much money or influence you have, we will not allow you to hurt our children. So Sam and a petition now comes out asking Breakfast Club iHeartMedia to fire Charlamagne Tha God amid this woman coming back out after 15 years saying she was raped by this brother. Sam, man, what's your emotions on this one?
It's crazy. it's crazy. Now, whether you have, so the DNA, the fact that he took a DNA test in the situation, the fact that he went to the police on his own, and the fact that everything was written out, all this was 17 years ago, clearly in the police report, that not the fact that something did not happen to this young woman, but the fact that he did not do anything, to this young woman was proven 17 years ago. And now, because of someone wanting to come out and express their grievances, like I said, no one's saying nothing happened to this young lady 17 years ago, but the fact that now you're directly pointing it at Charlamagne, and we're in such a day and age, and no one's stupid, but everyone's stupid at the same time, because you're in a day and age where someone can obviously see a clear opportunity when it's time to be taken, but then you got people that are so ignorant without properly looking at all the evidence clearly and objectively. They see a thing run across their screen, and because they may feel a certain way about Charlamagne, and we all know the brother's track record, he's someone that's very unapologetically just ignorant sometimes. I don't want to say ignorant because he's very smart in what he says, but he tells the truth. And sometimes he really pisses people off, and it comes off in a very negative way. And that's what he put his claim on and his fame on, and he's winning, and he's going to continue to do so. Be honest. And if he pisses somebody off, so be it. But that being said, he has pissed people off, and you can see that the negative is really running its course in this situation, and it's crazy, man. I don't mean to be long-winded, but I really don't know what to say. I really don't. What do you think about it? Oh God.
Man, it hurts, man, because, actually, I just want to go over some sentiments that I recorded a video in my car the other day, and I was kind of looking at this. My man, Darren, shout out to my man, Darren, was talking to me, and he was like, we got to post it up on our website, the actual documentation from the case. And he's like, man, another, black man being destroyed, in the media. And it started making me think, like, man, like, this is playing out right before our eyes. And I'm thinking, like, we got to really stop and look at the bigger picture, because you got a man here, like, may have had some faults like we all have, but is single-handedly responsible for not only bringing a lot of people to the forefront in media that would have never got the shine on CNNs or your bigger platforms like Fox's. They would have shunned away from that. Not only that, but the different topics like systemic racism and white supremacy and other topics that will never, ever be dealt with, topics that we normally just sweep under the rug and act like don't exist. Charlamagne now, is a trailblazer that's actually bringing these conversations to the forefront. Not only bringing the conversations to the forefront, actually instantly putting these people in front of 3 to 20 million people to have their message heard. Unlike no other, like straight from the muscle. Now it's like, I don't want to sit here and act like, obviously we know something happened to the lady. My heart goes out to her, and I think that she needs to get the proper appropriate help, whether it be a psychologist, psychiatrist, anybody who can help you, deal with rape and those type of traumas. but bringing it out in the media and destroying another man, that's doing so much for people, because it's like you got to weigh the pros and the cons with this. We take away Charlamagne, now what? So now you got this petition that comes out with people pretty much trying to paint this man like he's some type of a monster that covered up something. But when you look at the DNA, when you look at character, because a lot of time you look at the character, we're gonna see what people's character was. This is a man, like you alluded to when you said, Blake, straight out went and said, look, I take responsibility for giving these children, these underage people, the cigarettes and the liquor. Do what you got to do. Okay, we want to give you a DNA test. We want to give you a blood test to see if you indeed raped her. Okay, it comes back that you didn't rape her. We're going to charge you, with the lesser of the charge, which is contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And that's that. Now they come back out 15 some odd years later to now fire him because of that. That's bullshit.
Oh God, I couldn't agree more with a lot of the points that you made, but yes, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I have to. Yes, what are you going to say? What would you say to the people right now that are going to ask you or tell you in the comment section that you're making an excuse right now for Charlamagne because he's doing all of these things, because he is really changing the game when it comes to conversation on radio and on social media and on platforms that we have the capability of seeing now, because he's changing the narrative in a way we haven't seen. That's okay to rape somebody. That's going to be in the comment section. You know it. What do you say to those people?
As I said before earlier, if this woman was raped, that, she should go and get the proper help. Now, her saying that is Charlamagne and actually being Charlamagne is two different things. Now, you got some people who actually believe that Charlamagne did this. But what does the facts and the DNA says that all people got to do is use their senses that God's given you to look and read, through the whole case, and take your time, take your emotion out of it. Because a lot of people got their emotion tied in this. Emotion has no place in the courtroom. It's straight. We deal with straight facts. That's it. So it's just like when you deal with facts and you see what happened. Yeah, somebody did something that night. Now, I don't know who knew what. I'm not trying to excuse it, but we know that Charlamagne, according to this court system, according to their DNA, according to the witnesses and all that, did not rape that young woman that night. That's what we do know. You
started off by saying that she deserves, and if something happened to that young woman that night that no one's denying may have happened, probably happened, to be perfectly honest with you, who knows? She should go out and get the proper help you deserve. That's what you started with. Very strong opening. Now, what do you say to the question of why did she go the social media route? If it was something that if it was something that was really bothering her and hindering her, and something that was burden on her soul, what did she think to gain out of social media? Because now on the negative side, you hear people trying to say that nothing happened. She's dirty. She's looking for money. She's clout chasing. There's a lot of people on Charlamagne's side who will try to disregard her name, and she's going to get a lot of backlash from this, as well as the supporters. Like you see, you don't see really any positive coming out of this situation at all for any one of the parties. So why do you think, if this was something that she was really looking to try to gain some kind of closure from, why social media?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just, it only could get worse with social media, but I mean, according to her own words, she said that she wanted to let people know who Charlamagne really is. This is what she said out of her own words. So there's clearly an agenda, to destroy this man, obviously, because I don't see what else that she wants. If you're accusing somebody of rape, that it's going to destroy him. We're not stupid. You know what I mean? We see what happens when people, get accused, i.e. whoever. I'm not going to even put nobody's name in it. The mere allegation. It's funny. I uploaded a video with Ice Cube talking about that. He was talking about the mere allegation a lot of times ruins these guys' careers. No facts, no evidence, none of that. Just mere allegation. Not saying this, necessarily saying with every situation that we're talking about, but it's just like, again, man, we're tearing down a legacy of another brother who, who really cared for the community and really trying to do some big things, even being honored right down there in South Carolina recently, being honored for his philanthropy work and stuff that he's doing. Again, bringing, these conversations, putting these conversations and these people in the forefront, man, that we can actually get, some resolution and solution to the problems, man, in this country, rather than they keep swept under the rug. So I think it's all wrong and it's bad that she
went to social media with it.
A lot of people, and let's kind of switch gears from her a little bit. A lot of people now you see on social media and throughout YouTube and online, this is starting to really get some steam and pick up. We've seen it kind of start developing. And I remember you, and you said something, it stuck in my head and it's starting to go out. This is going to build. This is something like this is going to be something. And I'm looking at the stuff. I'm like, yo, bro, this is from 17 years ago. This ain't going to be shit. You said, nah, man, this is going to be something. And now we sitting here 4 days later and it's becoming something. His lawyer made a statement that we're going to talk about a little later on in the segment. Yes, and now things are starting to come out. Talk about YouTube and let's talk about social media and how that's starting to be driven, because you see people painting a real negative narrative and they're going beyond the actual court documents and they're starting to kind of bring court to social media. Now, one of my examples is the academics conversation that we alluded to, the DJ Vlad conversation, where he kind of talked about these things, but in a setting that was very comfortable and nonchalant, kind of like this, to where to the naked ear, you may not remember every single detail. You may not remember how old you were at the time that this negative thing happened because you're so far past it. But people are now on your YouTubes and your social media, because things are so accessible, they're taking any little piece and piecing it together and wording it together to paint this man out to be a monster. What do you say, or what do you think is in regards to these kind of things? And is it getting to be real dangerous, the capabilities we have nowadays? What do you think, or what would you say to that?
Well, I think you have two different worlds here, man. You have the court, the real court, and you got the court of public opinion. And they both weigh pretty heavy, man. Even times, again, like when certain things just come out and people, and a lot of people, you know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but I see, you know, not even majority, but a certain percentage of people that don't really look into anything. They look at the headline, they may look at a picture, and they don't really read. They don't really not even read. They don't even sift through the facts of the case. They don't care to do that. They see something and say, okay, he did it, or they had an experience in life, you know, where they may have had something happen to them, so that automatically that trauma comes up. They say he did it, you know. But when you add the people who actually, and this is what they do in court, you know, and not perfect, but most of the time they do get to the facts. And this is what they did back all the way 15 years ago. They got to the facts of the case. And what the facts of the case, you know, pretty much said is that the brother didn't do it. But now you got the internet. It's two different things. Now you got people calling for his head. They probably gonna want him to lose endorsements, to lose his job. So they both weigh pretty heavy. But the logical thinking person, I don't even want to use the lower logical. Let's just move that word. You know, when you look at the absolute truth of the case, we see that this brother didn't do it. But at this point in time, I don't know if this is going to be enough, the court documents, to even exonerate this brother. Even though we know he didn't do it according to the court documents, it looks like in the media, they're coming for us